Oh, yeah, got one. Right, we're going to stick with a big bait sort of theme now. Worked for me the other day. I will put another, I caught a nice one on a Z-Man squid in the last video. Sticking with the Texas rig because it is extremely rough out there. But we're going to try different larger baits. So here's, I can never remember their damn name. It's made by Molix. Here we go. Let's get the bag out and show you. There you go. It's a Molix Sligozzo. It's basically a big beaver tail. You can see like a beaver tail on the back there with the ripples all over it. Got it sat on a 2.0 EWG hook there. That seems a reasonable size. You could go a size bigger if you want. It's 4 inches long, and I don't know if it says the colour on it, what this is. Orange pumpkin. So green pumpkin on the top and orange on the bottom. One of my favourite combinations. And you see I got it on a decent size Texas weight there, and a glass bead below it. Nice grinner knot tied the hook on with a little tag end. Only slippage. It's £25 fluoro. It's a £20 braid. Why am I going so heavy with the fluoro? These rocks cut your line quite easily, and I found £25 fluoro better over these kind of rocks. Got my Stradic 4000 MHG there, so that's high gear, cracking reel, and it's strapped onto my Savage Gear SG6. Let's turn that around so you can see it. 10 to 35 gram rod. It's 9'6". Why do I want such a long rod? Because I'm casting at distance and I'm bringing fish in over distance. So let's see what happens. There it goes. As far as I can hit it. Let it hit the deck. And then you got to think about, I'm in the middle of writing an article about retrieves and different rigs for wrasse. You got to think what you want this lure to do. So you want that tail to sort of undulate. So you don't want to be rattle, 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 although that probably will work. You want to be more sort of lift and undulate. And I felt a tap then. I think it was on a rock because I lifted. And you never know. It's a smaller tide, and it's a bit late getting my ass out of bed and getting over a stomach bug. So whether we've missed our window of opportunity or not, I don't know. We might have to move around to my right and fish that other angle that I normally fish to get at them. There's a couple of bass anglers over there at the moment, so you can see I'm just, so I lean back a bit to get it in shot, and just sort of slight slow sort of pull with this one. You can work it reasonably fast if you want, but you've got to keep it down near the bottom. You don't want to get any more than a foot or two off the bottom max. In fact, less than a foot, there's a seal out there, is better. Now, some people don't like seals. They do get on you some days, don't they? But if they're about, there's fish about, isn't there? So that's a good sign, really. I'd say we're fishing a drop-in tide here at the minute. And we've got a current running from left to right out. I suspect what will happen in a minute is I'll go around to where those other anglers are fishing and try a different angle. I'm just fan casting around like I did last time, trying to find where they're sat. I did have a nice bite from a big wrasse over that way last time, so here's hoping. Just not too long a pause. It is November now, but I don't think the water's cooled that much. In the winter, I'd be fishing a stand-up Senko, something like that. Buoyant Senko that's going to sit up and waggle in their faces, or a crawl will do the same. I just prefer a Senko. You get more movement from the swell and that. And then you have longer pauses where you just let this sit there. You're basically what they call dead sticking it. Well, you're sitting it still. I don't know if it's technically dead sticking it. So I think that's with weedless, weightless bait. But yeah, and you're just trying to get something to happen. Oh, yeah, got one. He's just picked that up and hooked himself. Oh, he don't feel bad either. There we go. Yes, nice fish by the look of it. Come on. Hopefully you can see that down there running. Yes, good fish. Not massive, but good one. Let's get the net for this. Jeez, he wanted that. Yeah, nice colours on it. He's a couple of pounds at least. A bit bigger maybe. Beautiful colours. Hopefully you can see all of this. There we go, in the net. Look at that. Yeah, he's a good one. He just wolfed that though. Right, let's put all this down. That's the reel there. Let's have a look at this fish. Oh, that was a good start, wasn't it? I only got an hour or so. But like I say, I'm glad to get out. Yeah, he's not big fish, but he's a stocky one and beautiful. Look at the teeth on him. See if I can grab him out. Whee! Give me a drone in your bugger. Yeah, he's a good couple of pounds or so. I can't grab him out for some reason. Right, let's have a look at this little stunner. Look at that beauty. He's a good 2.5 pound, something like that. 2 1/4, 2.5 pound. Stocky. They never look as big on camera, but look at the belly, the colours on them, and the blues and the greens in that. And he picked that up and ran. Beautiful paddle tail, fins, lovely. Let's pop them back there. And there's that bait we were using, the Sligozzo. Told you that colour's good, didn't I? Always like that colour, whether it be in a craw or whatever. There we go. What a fight. That's why I like fishing for them. You know, if you're doing catch and release, it's I don't eat wrasse. I wouldn't recommend you did either. But, that's a whole nother issue, isn't it? Let's let him recover. It is head in that slightly deeper water bit there. Right, he's ready to go. Let's see if he'll... Here he goes, look at that. Off he goes, no harm done. Beauty. No tap, no stun, and then wait for him to come back. He literally just pulled the rod over and kept pulling it. That does happen at times. The water feels quite warm actually, so I think they're still up for chasing a bait. A shad might be good. We might try a shad in a minute. We'll stick with this for a minute. Yeah, normally you get a stun. You'll see it on most of my videos. You'll go boom, and then they'll, a couple of seconds later, they'll come back, have it and go, and your rod will go over or your line will tighten. If you're fishing extreme range, you might see the line tightening quicker than the rod tip going over, and you really have got to hit into those quickly and gain control over them. Because as you'll see from that fight there, you know, that fish is, well, I reckon he was 2.5 pound. Not a fish I'm going to weigh, but stunning. Oh, now I'm into the snags. Right, I lost my gear again. Seems to be having one of those days. So I'm switching over by a lure by Supercontinent. You know, they're AliExpress specials. It's like a creature bait. You can see it's like some sort of dragonfly, I think it's trying to imitate. It's about 4.5 inches long, if not 5. About 4.5, I think. And lots of ribs in the body, that kind of thing. Nice tail. The reason I bought the things, I've caught wrasse on them, I just didn't have my camera with me at the time. Nothing big yet. It's got a pintail. You know how much I like a pintail. I don't think they're buoyant. We'll have a look in this little rock pool down here. No, not buoyant at all, but then it would kind of be climbing up things and along things, wouldn't it? It's the same old Texas rig. We're going to cast it to the right a bit, so I haven't had any more bites anyway. Doesn't cast particularly well, but there we go. We're going to be moving off to the right soon. The tide's dropping quite quickly now, and we're just going to sort of wiggle it. So we're going to be looking for winkles and limpets and that kind of thing on the rocks, gobies and stuff, and prawns in your rock pools. That's the kind of ground you want them to be, and they're obviously at different times of the year they'll feed on those different things. Not sold on my braid yet either. Only fine for wrassing, but for bassing, but doesn't hold the FG knot so well. It's a 8 carrier braid by a company called Solo King. It's off AliExpress. I was trying to find a replacement for the Cascade Super Power I use, which is a 4-strand and rougher. And a bit of crap there. Oh, thought I had a fish then. You can see masses of winkles on the rocks here. Hopefully they're picking up what they're filming. And this is what, you know, they'll feed on that. That's why they got those teeth. They can pick them off and munch them. I'm gonna launch it out there as far as we can. Let it sink. And then hop, hop, hop. So we're trying to get that tail to work as we're doing it. Just let that tip up a bit. And then your usual pauses, or the odd steady wind and drop. Mix it up, see what's working on the day. All depends on the ground you're over. Have a few casts with the shad. That doesn't work, we'll go back to the beaver bait, and then we'll try the Z-Man shrimp or something. I'm coming right in towards the ledge now. We're chancing it again. Up we come. There are not so many of those boulders this far around. Well, that helps. We're going to fan cast around. I'll stand on here and go out that way in a minute. And we'll go out this way and across. Alright, we're going to change lure because the shad's not doing it. Oh, a few little boulders in here as well I have to watch out for when I come in tighter. Oh, there. Here we go. Right, so we've got a shad colour copy of a Keitech Sexy Impact. Why have I got the copy? Because you can't get this colour in the actual originals. And I can't even get these anymore, so it's a good job I got bags of the devils. This caught me a nice big wrasse in the last video, didn't it? And I'll show you it, just in case you haven't seen that video, but get yourself over there and check it out. It's a good video. Catching wrasse where I was to start off with here. You got a recess on the top, you've got green and red, glitter in there, maybe some blue maybe. And this is a new one out of the packet. You can see the shad colour belly, the pale belly with the sort of shad coloured top, and you've got that pintail, which I believe with this tapered tail makes all the difference. I think it just resembles a lot of things. Now if this don't catch, they're not having it. Oh dear, did my ankle. Chuck it out there on a good line, and I would be expecting a catch now with that on. There's enough water here, and I'm shaking this like I do with Senkos. It's a stick bait, so that's generally what I do with them. It's not buoyant, so this one will go along the bottom like that. Maybe stand up when I'm tapping it, and that pintail will vibrate. I don't know what it is, but they just love these lures, and hopefully now we'll prove that correct. I know people that just don't like fishing with stick baits. They're my favourite baits. Everything else catches, but stick baits, particularly these and Senkos, catch fish. Catch more fish on them than anything. Ooh, I think I just tapped the edge of the reef. Not a bite. Blimey. Ah, that's the faintest that taps that. Yes, there's a bite. You can see the tip of my rod. Don't feel a big fish though. Yeah, it's still there. Only little, but look, we've had another bite. God, come on, have it. Nah, I think it's too small. Alright, I'm going to wind it in because he might have bunched up the bait. Lots of little taps, but a bite. At least we know he's getting seen, so we needed to get seen by a bigger fish. He's Yeah, can't see any teeth marks. Yeah, he's crunched the bottom a bit. There was just a little fish, but we know it's been seen. Let's see what I mean. I'll put that lure on, a couple of casts, I got a bite, whereas before I've probably done 30 casts and nothing. Just the one fish right at the beginning. They just work. They work for wrasse of all sizes. But I'll be blatantly obvious, I put them on to make videos some days. When, you know, I've caught a nice fish, but there aren't numbers of nice fish around and I need to pack the video out with a few more fish. I wouldn't want to do a video just one fish. I might have to today though. They do catch bigger fish as well though. They catch wrasse of all sizes, these lures. That's in a good area. And this is, you know, you won't see many wrasse anglers casting like that, like I am there, casting that distance. Or fishing that distance, they can cast that distance. I'm not saying people can't cast that far, but you'll see a lot more anglers flipping and pitching lures in and around the rocks and that, which is a great method. It works, but I like it where it's a bit weedier. I'm accessing ground that others aren't fishing, so hopefully less pressured fish. Come on, tell me we had a good thump. Oh, that's just not happening. I might swing back round to my left. Could be the lights lower. Could be they switched off because of the state of tide. That's what I'm thinking it is personally. Ah, there's a bite, I think. That was more a pull though. Come on. Some weird indications. I mean, that fish I had was not your typical wrasse bite. You just grabbed it. Oh, that's a bite. Yeah, that's a good stun then. I thought, oh, no, snapped off. This braid is shit. I'm getting rid of it. All that effort. Right, unfortunately, we just lost the fish to a braid snap. It's the braid I'm using. I'm not happy with it. It just snapped. The braid snapped. Now, we are fishing over rough ground, so that can happen, but I'm having a bit of trouble with this braid. This solar's being braid anyway. I've lost my confidence in it. It's another H strand that I just find doesn't hold note, not so well, and isn't as robust enough for fishing for wrasse all the time. I keep going back to the it's nice, it'll do all right for your bass fishing. You know, it seems okay like that, but it won't stand up to the rigors of wrasse fishing over shallow reef like this, and if it won't do that, it's not good enough for me. So I'll return to the Gas King Super Power again, or can't think of the name of it now, but yeah, to the tried and trusted for wrasse fishing, because it just simply works. It takes a FG knot very nicely. It's rougher, so it grips better, I believe, than some of these smoother, thinner braids. Ah, there's a bite. Go on, have it. Oh, nice little, and another little thump. Go on, hit it. There's a reasonable fish. Yeah, we got him. There. Hopefully it'll hold this time. It's pulling nicely. He did seem intent on having it. See that change of lure again? Maybe it's the shad colour. He's pulling nicely though. You can see him thumping and then heading for the rocks here. Yeah, he's not huge, but he's okay. He's not a bad little fish. Yeah, similar size to what we had before, maybe a tiny bit smaller. That change of lure again though. There we go. Another wrasse in the net, very similar to the one we had earlier, but smaller. Let's have a look. Let's get it in a little rock pool where I can actually get down to. That's the trouble these days. Nice colours, red colours on the belly in that again. Very similar to that other fish we had. I think up over here will help me access easier and be good for the fish. Smaller, brighter than the other one. More mottled, whiter possibly. See the teeth are just as lively. The other one did that to me. Yeah, he's smaller, he's redder, this one. You're getting some nice coloured fish here. It's just working out exactly what it is they want. There we go. These are a couple of pounds. Whee! But there's the lure that did it, you see. Changing lure, even 3 hour session can make a difference. Yeah, we had one straight away on that Molix, so we held with it. There's a bigger fish. See the spikes on their dorsal there? It's quite soft actually. You want to watch the gills here, that's sharp. Obviously got teeth, so don't go sticking your fingers in there because they will crunch down on it, and they have very powerful jaws, I can tell you that. But yeah, there's the bait, successful bait. Now hopefully that filmed. Alright, I'll put him in here a bit calmer. And Wrasse, so he's ready to go, look. Lock him in there out. Just hopefully. There he goes. Flick of the tail, gone down into the depths. Pleased with that. I've worked hard for that. But yeah, it goes to show you the importance of changing lure. Right, let's call it a day on that. Just the 2 fish. Only been fishing for about an hour and a half, so it's not a bad return. We worked very hard. We had a fish on, I think, the 3rd cast on that Sligozzo in the green pumpkin and orange, which is a great colour, I love. But then we didn't contact anything else. We tried shads, nothing, and it wasn't until I switched to my favourite pintails again in the shag colour, because I believe there's a few bait fish in the water at the moment, that we contacted another wrasse. And in fact, before we landed that one, we lost the wrasse, and I was snapping off a bit. The braid I'm using is Solar King. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's up to it. It's an 8 strand. It's a bit slippery. I tied a FG knot with a Rizzuto finish, and it failed on me. My FG knots with Cast King Super Power never failed on me. It always breaks at the hook, which is why I use it, because I just use the end tackle and I'm not constantly retiring fluorocarbon leathers. But yeah, we had a couple of nice fish, some beautiful colours on them. Some reds mottling on them with blues and greens in there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope to give you confidence to try some different lures other than my banker lure, because they do work. I find with these larger lures like the Sligozzo and that, you get less bites because you're not getting played by the smaller fish, and they pick up a larger stamp of fish, whereas my sort of banker bait, the pintail, will pick fish of all sizes up. So if you want numbers, that's what I turn to. If I'm struggling in a video to, as I did here where the Sligozzo's not picking up enough fish, I switch to it. I contact fish over ground. I fish with other lures, about 3 or 4 different lures I tried. Not a diddly squat. Stick one of those on, near enough the next cast, I'm getting bites and I'm into fish. So they are great to have there. They are my confidence bait, that and a few others. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers for now, The Constant Angler. Please like and subscribe.